What's going on, guys? In this tutorial I'm going to be smoothing the skin and doing an overall sharpening of the image, and this is our final edit that we're going to be doing to this model. Let's get started. Okay guys, so before we have done the skin, I've done the teeth, I've done the eyes. Now we want to do our skin. Okay, so we're going to go back to our skin layer right here. Alright, so remember when I did the frequency separation, I showed you guys that this is our blurred layer. Let me remove these right here. Alright, if I remove the eyes from this, you will see this is our blurred layer. This is the layer where we made all the adjustments to, the shadows and whatnot. And then this is the layer that has all the details for the image. If you guys are just watching this video for the first time, you can go back to part 1. Okay, here we go guys. So we're going to be softening the skin. There are many different ways to soften the skin, but I want to soften the skin in such a way that it maintains the the pores and the texture. As I said, we're trying to edit in such a way that the image look as natural as possible. When somebody sees it, they can say, oh, what a nice image, instead of saying, oh, this image was done nicely in Photoshop. So we're trying to accomplish that as best as we possibly can. All right, so let's bring back these right here, bring back these right here. Okay, so there are two ways of doing this. Because I work on images so much, I went ahead and I created an action. Let me show it to you. All right, I'm going to do a merge, or what we call a stamp visible layer. What I'm doing is basically creating just a single layer from all the layers below by holding on the Windows key, Alt, Shift, and E on the keyboard. All right. So what I'm going to be doing is, I created an action right here where it says soften skin, and I'm going to run it. Let's let it see what it looks like. And that's pretty much what it looks like. It's a little bit much, but this is what we're trying to accomplish. So I'm going to remove this because I said I want to show you guys how to do it. So we're going to go back to our skin layer. All right, we're going to be selecting our lasso tool. I'm going to have a feather of about 30. So I'm going to select an area of the skin that I want to soften. So I'm going to start here. Okay, doesn't matter if a little bit of the ear gets caught in there. We're going to go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. We're going to increase our blur to about 6. And I think I needed to increase a little bit more. So let's go up. I didn't see anything happen right there. I'm going to increase it to 28.9. And that seemed to do the trick. So if we go before, after, before, after, you can see it change subtle, very, very, very subtle. And that's one. Let's move on to the next area. The eyes right here, under the eyes. And if you hold on the shift key, you can do another selection, the other eye. And we're going to do the same thing, filter, blur, Gaussian blur. I'm going to blur it. Boom. That looks good. We're going to select this side of the face right here, what we call the cheek. can do the same thing over here. Hold on the shift key again. I think I'm doing a horrible job, but that's fine. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Voila. I mean, any spots that we have missed, we can always go over it again. So we're going to go right here. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. We'll blur it. It looks good. Move to the other side. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. You guys getting the idea. So I'm just speed this up a little bit right here. For the sake of this video, I'm going to be pressing Windows key and F. That is just to do what I just did with the Gaussian blur with the same rate as Control F. Just to not bore you guys. Look up here. Right here could be done a little bit more. F. It's good. And that's looking good to me, guys. I think this part of the nose right here. Let's see. Okay, perfect. I think right here could be done as well. Deselect. Let's go over here. Between the eyebrow and the eyelash. Sorry guys, I didn't press the shift key a while ago. F, that's good. And there we go, guys. There you have it. Very simple. Deselect. Very simple way of softening our skin and maintaining the texture of the skin. If you look at it, you see the pores and everything. Alright, so we'll zoom back out and look at what we have done. So we're going to go before, after, before, after, and I think that's looking really good, guys. So I'm zooming a little bit tighter. I'm going to go to the neck right here, the neck area. Select our lasso tool by pressing L on the keyboard, selecting the layer that has the blurred, and we're just going to blur right on our neck right there. Control F. As I said, for the sake of this video, I'm not really going to be try to be all neat and tidy. Control F. So I want you guys to get a general understanding of what is being done. So let's zoom back out again. Let's look at it again before, what we had before and after. I'm sure you guys can see we've done, quite a bit. As I said, it's not perfect, but for the sake of, this tutorial, I just wanted you guys to have a good understanding of how to retouch the face in such a way that it looks natural. Alright, so I'm going to zoom in. What I'm going to be doing now, I'm going to be doing a stamp visible layer again by holding on Alt, Windows key, Shift and E on the keyboard. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be desaturating this image. So I'm going to be pressing Windows key, Shift and U to desaturate. I'm going to change this layer to overlay. I know it looks horrible, guys, but bear with me because I'm going to be sharpening the skin or sharpening the overall image. Filter, other, high pass. And I'm going to increase it to about 3.0. think that's a little bit much. I'm going to back it off, maybe 2, or just to where you know, feel comfortable. Boom. To me, I think it's a little bit much. So we can go to the edit button and select fade, and basically we can reduce the last action that we have done. So I'm going to be reducing it to maybe about 90% and click OK. There you have it, guys. This is our final result. It might be a little bit too sharp, but you know, for the sake of the video, as I said, adjustment can be made. You know, there are little spots here and there that we could have fixed, but for the sake of the tutorial, you know, I just want you guys to just see how you can go about, you know, retouching your skin to make it look as natural as possible. And I think it's a little bit too sharp for my use, so I'm going to lower my opacity on the layer a little bit, and I think that looks good. All right. So when I normally take pictures, you know, in my camera, I normally don't have any saturations or contrast. Everything, you know, is basically on 0. You know, no sharpness, no nothing. So because I like to sharpen my image in post. And also, if you look at the image, a little bit dull, you know. So I'm going to go to my vibrance. I'm going to increase my vibrance to about I don't know, 40, 43, and my saturation to about maybe, let's say, 5. And if you look at the before, it's very subtle, but if you look at it, it's a lot better. If you ask me, it's a lot better. Alright guys, there you have it. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, you know, please like, give a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more tutorials, you know, in the future. You know, as I said, if you guys have any questions at all, please feel free to ask me, and I'll do my best to explain, you know, how to get it done. Thanks again.